Not all rare comic books are worth a fortune, but these 20 certainly are. By rare, I mean they should have considerably fewer copies than Action Comics #1, the first appearance of Superman. And they must be worth $30,000 or more in mid-grade. Kicking things off at number 20, we have a tie with Action Comics #2 and Action Comics #10. The second issue features Superman's second appearance. Though Superman is not on the cover, the art by Leo Amelia is breathtaking. Action Comics #10 is Superman's third cover appearance, proving that a plane's propeller is no match for his fist. Next up is Suspense Comics 3, my personal favorite comic book. Its anti-German propaganda cover from 1944 showcases a human sacrifice scene orchestrated by the Nazi occult. A spear-wielding hero lurks in the distant background. Classic cover enthusiasts argue whether Suspense 3 or Detective Comics #31 is the best cover of all time. What's not in question is which book is rare. It's Suspense Comics 3 by a landslide. Number 18 brings us Adventure Comics 40, which features the debut of the Sandman in the series. Cover artist Craig Flessel asked the question, what type of outfit best complements a gas mask? A fedora, a cape, a bespoke suit, and spats? Obviously. Coming in at number 17 is Punch Comics 12. The cover by Gus Rica is one of the coolest and most intriguing in the hobby. At first it grabs your attention with a skull, but when you look closer, a story of lust, crime, and greed unfolds from the bony cavities. It's a masterpiece that leaves you wanting more. Side note, this is among the favorites of Nicolas Cage. The last Action Comics to make the list, this time is number 3 and Superman's third appearance. Leo Amelia once again provides the cover art for this rare book. Pep Comics 22 is arguably the rarest first appearance of an A-list character. The debate hinges on whether you think the character at number 2 on this list is an A-lister. Back to Pep 22. You'll need to open the cover to see Archie Andrews. While some may prefer to see the teenager on the cover, it's hard to deny the coolness of the shield protecting the world from the Axis boot. Coming in at number 14 is Detective Comics #1. It's the series from which DC took its name. Also notable is that 26 issues later, A Dark Knight emerged. Even considering its overall rarity, Tech #1 is infamous for being difficult to find in high grade. At the time of this recording, 3 CGC copies have received a 6.5 grade, with only a single copy graded higher at an 8.0. Fantastic Comics 3 also boasts a classic cover. This is Lou Fine's masterpiece where he pits Samson against an army of monster robots. It's easy to get lost in the details of the robots' wires and mechanisms. I really feel bad for the inhabitants of the city. It was not the day to take public transportation. Many brave collectors attempting a pre-Batman detective run have been thwarted by this book. Detective Comics 2. Craig Flessel renders an aggravated red-eyed villain at the moment of capture. There's no number 11 because we have a tie at number 10. Before we dive into the top half, let's get some perspective. Recall that number 12 on the list has 29 copies on CGC Census, far fewer than Action Comics #1, which many people consider to be an exceptionally rare comic book. Batman #1 has 10 times as many copies on Census, Amazing Spider-Man 1 more than 100 times, and Hulk 181 more than 600 times. Wow. Oh, did you see that mystery book back there? Actually, it's not a comic book, and those aren't CGC numbers. It's my subscription count. Please subscribe and help me pass Amazing Spider-Man #1 in 2025. Dynamic 8 features a classic cover that has recently heated up in price just enough to make this list. Gus Rica, the same artist who drew Punch 12, creates another masterpiece. This time we encounter a villain whose flesh resembles the melting wax oozing from the candle he grasps. The exposed brain, single dagger-like tooth, and skull pupils add to the charm. Also at number 10, Wonder Comics 1 from 1939 features the first and only appearance of Wonder Man. Why was this superhero so short-lived, you might ask? Wonder Man faced an enemy so powerful he could no longer continue. The lawyers at DC. They believed Wonder Man was a little too similar to the Man of Steel. Sadly, publisher Fox Featured listened, forcing Wonder Man to hang up his tights for good. As we dip under number 10, the census count numbers drop dramatically. Amazing Man Comics number 22 from Centaur showcases Amazing Man himself trying to save the city from green, furry Nazi monsters. Note that this WW2 propaganda book hit the newsstand several months before the United States declared war on the Germans, Japanese, and Italians. For collectors interested in rare books, Centaurs are among the toughest to get. Few collectors have been brave enough to attempt the full Centaur run, and to my knowledge, only 3 have been successful. Scoop Comics number 2 is the rarest classic cover on this list. The hero, Master Key, has been lost to the ages, but the sublime underwater cover lives on. I finally own a copy. It just took me about 10 years to get it. The artist is uncredited on the CGC label, but my friend Red Rock Shane makes a strong argument for Charles Sultan. While Famous Funnies 1 Series 1 may not contain characters that are culturally relevant today or feature a wild cover, it does carry a mark of distinction. It's the first comic to ever appear on a newsstand. Captain America Comics No Number is an oddity. It contains 128 interior pages, which are black and white reprints of Marvel Mystery 33 and Cap 18. When I say this book is impossible to find in high grade, it's not hyperbole. Literally, the highest graded copy on Census is a Midland 5.0. Birds of a Feather flock together. At number 5, we have Timely's other bizarre 128-page Frankenstein in Marvel Mystery Comics No Number. It too consists of reprints from 2 other books, Cap 22 and Marvel Mystery 41. However, its highest grade tops out at a 6.5. By the way, many extremely expensive books missed this list because they were over the CGC count threshold. Detective Comics 27, Marvel Mystery 1, Wiz Comics 2, All-American 16, to name a few. Many more books with low census count miss the cut because of value. Plus, oftentimes if you see a low CGC count, it means the book isn't valuable enough to submit for grading, and thus aren't truly rare. Adventure Comics number 26 and the number 2 book on the list are among the ultimate rarities for DC collectors. The dynamic cover by Craig Fussell adds to its desirability. For those unfamiliar, this series began as New Comics from issues 1 through 11, changed to New Adventure Comics in issue number 12, and changed once again to Adventure Comics starting with issue number 32. There is no number 3 because Epic Books tie for the second place. They each only have 9 copies on Census. First up is Motion Picture Funny's Weekly number 1, which boasts the first appearance of Submariner. Far and away, this is the rarest first appearance of a recognizable superhero. The existence of this 1939 book was unknown to the comic book community until the 1970s. Prior to that, it was believed that Subby's debut was alongside the Human Torch in Marvel Comics number 1. Lo and behold, Bill Everett's creation actually appeared first in this giveaway for moviegoers. How much would this book cost in a 6.0? Who the hell knows? This is my best guess. The last recorded sale for any grade was in 2017 for $27,500. It was a 3.5 copy. By the way, do you consider Submariner an A-list comic character? Let me know in the comment section below. Also at the number 2 spot is the most famous hippopotamus comic of all time. Double Action Comics number 2 shows a ferocious jungle scene. When DC collectors talk about rarity, this and Adventure 26 lead the way. Recently, Heritage sold a 7.0 copy for over $130,000. While the previous 2 books exude coolness, number 1 has, we'll call it, oddball charm. It features the first and only appearance of the Green Giant by a little-known publisher, Pelican Publications. The art on this book cracks me up, especially that little green giant on top. I got a C+ in middle school art, and I swear I can draw better than that. The focal drawing is done better, but check this out. No, I'm not talking about his crotch. I'm talking about that belt buckle, just a tad on the asymmetrical side. A rare sighting of this book occurred recently. Comic Connect sold a 6.0 copy for just over $28,000. You might be thinking, Keston, hold on for a second. You said the criterion for inclusion was it must be $30,000 or more at a 6.0. Yeah, here's the case. That 6.0 had slightly brittle pages. My assumption is that if the page quality were better, that this book would cross that $30,000 threshold. And it makes sense that this awkward character would awkwardly lead the list at number 1. Some of you might be thinking, where are the Silver Age books? I heard Hulk number 1 is super hard to find. Perhaps, but it's scarce enough to make the list of the rarest Silver Age keys. To find out the shocking truth, check out this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around real soon.